Okay, everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to be looking at making decisions using the Python programming language. Now, when you are making decisions, it gives you a logical way to actually write a program flow. Yeah, it's to actually make sure that your program works the way you want it to work, based on the decisions that it has to make. Now we have three categories of decision making. Now we have the if statement, we have the else if statement, and we have the else statement. This is else if, but in reality it's called else if now. So when you are there, these three statements here, these three command now that I wrote down here, this is how you have to write them. Now you can write statements that contains only if conditional statements. You can't write statement that contains else if alone or else statements. No, it doesn't work like that. So I believe you are using PyCharm, because that's exactly what I'm using. Now you can go ahead to use your Jupyter Notebook or your IPython terminal, whichever one you feel comfortable with. So we're going to be starting off with making decisions. Let's say sunny is equal to true, rainy is equal to true, and say drizzling is equal to true. Now we're going to make decisions based on these three variables. Now we're going to make decisions based on these three variables. I'm going to start off with the if statement. If is sunny, if sunny is equal to true, I will say, because the decisions that we are going to be making will be based on the conditions of this guy. Now, if this particular expression evaluates to true, it means that this statement now that follows this particular test statement will be executed. But if this one evaluates to false, it means that this particular line will not be executed. So I'll say if it's sunny, I'll say we go swimming. Okay, then I'll go ahead to write another if condition again. If it's raining equal to true. Now, at the end of an if conditional statement, put your colon, not semicolon, a colon. I will go ahead to say print we stay at home. Then if I go ahead to say if it's drizzled, if drizzling is equal to true, I'll go ahead to say print we go swimming still. Now, if you look at these three statements, every if condition must be tested. Every if statement must be executed. The program cannot skip any if statement. It will only execute those that evaluate to true. By evaluating to true, I don't mean that this place will always be true, this value will always be true. No, I don't mean so. I mean the entire expression will evaluate to true. Let me run this code now to see what happens. Make sure that you are on your current file so that you don't get to hit your run key and some other files will be executing. I'll hit my run key now and see what happens. Let me see the output. Okay, it said process finished with exit code 0, and the output is we go swimming, we stay at home, we go swimming. Okay, very good. So let me differentiate this particular guy. Since we are going swimming for sunny, when it's sunny and when it's drizzling, I can go ahead to say we go swimming when, no, if it's drizzling. Okay, very good. So that's it. Then let me run it again to be very sure that, okay, now that's one I ran. Then let's go ahead to do something like let me put here, let me say raining falls. Okay, now you can see that if I run this code, it is only this one and this one that will be executed. It will skip over this one, but it will come back here to test for this one. Whenever you are issuing an if conditional statement, have it in mind that the program will always test every single line of code. It will test this one, it will test this one, it will test this one. It must test all of them. If you have 100 there, it must test all of them and check which one is evaluating to true. So I'm going to run my code now to see what happens. Okay, just 2 came out. We go swimming and we go swimming if it's drizzling. You know why? Because only this 2 is evaluating to true. Only this one and this one is evaluating to true. But this one is evaluating to false. Even if when you see true here. Do you know why? Because the value of raining here is false. So it's testing if raining is equal to true. Actually, raining is not true. So that expression, expression evaluated to false. So this whole thing here is false because right here we have raining as false, but here now it's testing if raining is true. Raining is not true. Raining is false. That was why it skipped over this particular statement and it came here now to actually print out this guy that you are seeing here. So it will always test every single line of code when you are using an if conditional statement. If I use 1000 if conditional statements here, it will test the entire statement. So that's it. Now let me come here to say false now. Let's assume here is false now. Let's assume here is false now. Okay. If sun equals to false, it should print this one. You will see that this statement here, it will evaluate to false. You know why? Because this thing is true. Sunny here, I assign true to Sunny, but here now it's testing if Sunny is equal to false. It will this expression will be evaluated to false. Only this one will evaluate to true because drizzling here is equal to true. But if I change this Sunny here to false now, if I change it to false, this expression will evaluate to true because Sunny here is actually false. So it's coming here to test if Sunny is false. So let me take this one back to true and run my code and see what happens. Yeah, only we go swimming if it's drizzling. So it's only this last statement here that is being executed. This particular last statement here that's been executed. So if I change this one to false like I earlier did, and I now run my code again, you will see that the 2 of them executed. We go swimming if it's drizzling. So only this one evaluated to false. You can see that if sun equal to false, evaluated to true. Do you know why? Because sun here is equal to false. So this statement here is actually is false. Now let me now use another logical operator. Now let me use, let's say, not equal to. Now if I take my Sunny back here now to true and I write something like not equal to, I write something like not equal to false, this particular statement will be evaluated to true. Do you know why? Because this Sunny here is true, but I'm testing if Sunny is not false. Truly Sunny is not false. So because Sunny is not false, this entire expression will be evaluated to true because Sunny is not false. And because of the fact that it will be evaluated to true, this statement will be printed out. When I run my code now, you will see what will happen next. Exactly, we go swimming. That's it. So then if I decide to use something like let's say I want to, let's assume we want to combine 2 of these statements now, this guy and this guy, because we're going to go swimming if it's sunny and if it's drizzling. Because we are going to go swimming, let's combine this one and this one together. So the only condition where we won't be going swimming, where we'll be staying at home, is when it's raining. So I will now come here. I'll have to delete this last statement here and come here now to put another logical operator, and drizzling is equal to true. So if sunny is not false, sunny is true here, meaning that this statement is correct. Sunny is not false. It's correct because sunny is true here. And drizzling is equal to true. Is drizzling true? Yes, drizzling is true. So it means that we're going to get, we'll go swimming. And this guy is not going to be printed out. Let's run our code to see what happens. Yeah, we go swimming. That's it. Because it is drizzling and at the same time, it's also sunny. So we can go swimming. Now, but if I decide to say, if I want this one to be printed out, it means that I'll have to do something like, let me put not equal to here. Now, this AND statement is for combining two things together. Now, when you are using your AND statement, have it in mind that AND works in such a way that whatever thing you are combining, all of them must be equal to true. That is, when I mean equal to true, they must evaluate to true. All of them must evaluate to true. Like the way it is now, sunny is not equal to false. Drizzling is not equal to true. This statement will not be executed. Do you know why? Because drizzling here is true. And yeah, I'm testing it as drizzling is not equal to true. You can see that this expression will evaluate to false because drizzling here is true. Yeah, drizzling here is not equal to true. So this one is correct. Yeah, sunny is not equal to false, right? Then yeah, sunny is true, which is actually correct. Sunny is not false, but sunny is true. So this statement is correct because sunny is not false. Sunny is true. So yeah, this statement is correct. It's true. But this one is not correct. This is false because drizzling is not equal to true. That's what he's saying here. But yeah, drizzling is true. So this particular statement will not be executed. Rather, is raining true? Raining is false. Nothing will be executed. Nothing will be executed. Let's run the code and check our output. Nothing. Everything is blank. So I have to come here now to do something like I have to change raining to true so that it will be executed. So let me go ahead now to do it. Yeah, we stay at home. Exactly. So raining is equal to true. So we stay at home. So this particular expression now evaluated to true. That is why this statement was printed out. Now, working with an else statement and an else if statement. An else if statement. You cannot write an else if statement or an else statement without a preceding if statement. It will not work. It will give you an error. And when you are writing an else if statement and an else statement, have it in mind that if one of these guys evaluates to true, the other ones will not be executed. For example, now, if I should do something like, if it's sunny, let's say, let me delete this entire guy here and put it here and do something like, if drizzling. If drizzling is equal to, let's say, if drizzling is equal to true. So what will happen now? Print, we go swimming because it's drizzling. So that's it. Then it means that now you see this particular statement. Okay, let me change this one to else. In an else statement, there's no point writing any condition because an else statement is like the last bus stop. It's like the end point of whatever flow that you are doing, whatever logical flow that you are trying to write in your code. So I will go ahead to just say else we stay at home. So it means that none of these guys evaluated to true. Now have it in mind that If this Sunny evaluates to true, it will not test for this else if and else statement. It will not. Now, Sunny is not false. Sunny is true, right? It will print out, we go swimming. It will not test for this one because it has already evaluated one to true. If we have 100 else if statements, it will continue to test for them. It will continue until it gets one that evaluates to true. Then it will stop there. Unlike the if statement, if we have 1,000 if statements, the entire 1,000 if statements will be tested, even if it has already seen anyone that has evaluated to true before going down. So let's run this code to see what happens. We go swimming, right? Okay, that's the first one. It's evaluated to true. Let me change this not equal to false to equal to. So Sunny is true. But if I say if Sunny is equal to false, this entire expression will evaluate to false because right here, Sunny is true. But I'm testing if Sunny is equal to false. So it will evaluate to false. Else if drizzling is equal to true, is drizzling true? Yeah, drizzling is true. So it is this one that will be executed. It will not execute this one. So as far as it has seen this one that is true, it will not execute any other statement that is below it, as in any other else or else if statement that is below it. So let's go. Okay, yeah, we go swimming because it's drizzling. Yeah, exactly. So that's it. So this particular guy evaluated to true. So let me change this one to false now to see what happens. Now drizzling is equal to true, right? But yeah, now drizzling is equal to false. Value of drizzling here is true. This expression will evaluate to false. You know why? Because it was true that was stored inside drizzling, not false. So this one will evaluate to false. This one will evaluate to false. It will now finally drop on this else, and that's it. Then let me go and run the code. We stay at home, exactly. So you can see that this if and this else if evaluated to false, and finally this guy was actually printed out. So that's it for that. So that is how our if and else if condition actually works. So let's see what we have here. Logical operators. Yeah, we use this equal to and not equal to, not quite long. Or if you are going to use or, it means that like unlike the and statement, now the or statement, it is not it's not a must that everything that you are testing must evaluate to true. For example, now if I have something like this here now, where's that guy? Oh, okay, I deleted it. Okay, let me say I have. Okay, let me delete this whole thing here. Let me delete this whole thing here. So let's assume we want to write a statement such that it is when it is sunny or when it is drizzling. That is when we can go out for swimming. I can say or drizzling is equal to true. Yeah, so or drizzling is equal to true. So it means that if either of these two it means that if either of these two expression evaluates to true, then it will print out this one. Unlike the AND operator, if you are using the AND operator, it means that all of them that I'm trying to combine with the AND operator must evaluate to false. So or now, let me see if it will work. Sun equal to false, right? Okay, let me just run it to see what happens. Okay, we go swimming. Yeah, the fact that it's printed out we go swimming means that one of these two guys evaluated to true. Let's see. Sunny is true here, right? It's testing if Sunny equal to false. Actually, this expression evaluated to false, but it went ahead now to test for this one. Drizzling, it check if drizzling is equal to true. Is drizzling true? Yes, drizzling is true. So that's why it printed out we go swimming. But if either of them, as in none of them now, evaluated to true, then it will come here to print out this else statement. So let's assume we are testing if drizzling is false. And yeah, drizzling is true, but we're coming to test if drizzling is false, meaning that this expression will evaluate to false. And this one itself now is true. We are coming to test if Sunny is equal to false. This expression again will evaluate to false. So it will not print out this statement. It is this one that we printed out. Let's go and check it out. Yeah, we stay at home. That's it. That's it for that. So as somewhat of a real life scenario, let us see if we can do a simple problem set now. The problem set: write a program to check if a letter is either vowel or consonant. How do we do this now? Write a program to check if a letter is either vowel or consonant. Now, our vowels, they are A, E, I, O, U. Okay, consonants are every other letters. Okay, very good. Let's go back to our PyCharm now. Let's create a file now. I'm going to create a file called, let's see, even, no, is it even? Okay, no, vowel. Vowel consonants. And I'll hit my enter key. So let us write a program to check if a particular letter is either vowel or consonant, right? So if it's vowel, it will print out that particular letter is a vowel. Then if it's consonant, it will print out that particular letter is a consonant. So let's say our letter here is letters A, right? Okay. So now letter is a variable. You can use whatever variable name that you want to use. I can write my name there. I can write whatever thing I want to write there. The bottom line is that it should be self-documenting. I'll go ahead to say if letter is equal to A or letter is equal to AE. The reason why I'm using the OR operator is because it's only one letter we are testing for, so it must fall in between A, E, I, O, U. It must fall in between them. So if the letter is A or E or I or whichever one it is, it means that it is a vowel. So it will print out the necessary statements. Or letter is equal to A, E, I, or letter is equal to A, E, I, O, or letter is equal to U. So I'll go ahead to say print is a vowel format letter, right? Okay. Else print this guy is a consonant. So dot format letter. Yeah. So let's run the code now. Let's see what will happen. Okay, exited with code 0 means that okay, A is a vowel, right? So that's it. So our code is correct, but let's test it with every other letter. Let's see. We have Z here. Okay. Z is a consonant. So I think we are right on track. If I say E now, let me check. E is a vowel. We are right on track. But if it happens that we decide to say, let me put 5 here now. 5. What do you think will happen? Nothing will happen because we did not test for 5. We did not test for 5. Let's run the code to see what will happen. Nothing will happen. Okay, 5 is a consonant. Okay, it's assuming 5 is a consonant. Oh, that's true. Because of this else statement. Else takes care of whatever thing that is left. It takes care of the entire condition that is left. So it's assuming that 5 is a consonant. So this program is not really a perfect program because it's assuming that 5 is a consonant, which is completely wrong. If I put 0 there now, determine that 0 is a consonant, which is completely wrong. So if we have to write a complete program that is correct, it means that we have to test all cases. We have to test all cases, beginning from we have to pick out every single letter that are not that are consonants now. Yeah, all letters that are consonants, we have to write it out. We have to define it out. In case we come across something like 5 now, as the case may be now, 5 or 1 or something, it will print out something like this particular letter now is neither a vowel nor a consonant or something, or rather it will say that it's not a letter or something. So that is it for that. So let's see something else. Write a program to determine if a number is even or odd. Okay, let's create another file here now to say even, odd. Okay, now to determine if a number is even or odd, this is very, very simple. I'll say n is equal to what? Let's say n is 3, right? Okay. How do we determine if a number is even? If you divide a number by 2 and the remainder is 0. If you don't have any remainder after dividing a number by 2, it means that number is even. So I'll go ahead to say if n modulus. Now these spaces are not important. You can decide to write it like this. It's the same thing. They are not important. It's just that spaces enables your program to be more readable. So I will do something like this. Is even dot format n. So how else print is odd dot format n. So that's it. Let's run the code to see what happens. Let me run the code now. Oh, it says an error. Let me see. String has no object format. Okay, it's a typo error. Let me run the code again to see what happens. Let me see. Okay, 3 is an odd. So 3 is odd, right? Okay. So let me come here to write something like 6 now to see what happens. So 6 is even. So that's it for that. Our program is working well. So if you have any question, you can drop it on the comment section, and I will try as much as possible to answer you. So that will be it for today. Bye bye.